Hi guys, welcome to ANIMEized. This is the English translated version of the novel Throne of Seal. The novel differs slightly from the Chinese animation or donghua. If you want more of these videos, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Enjoy and have a blessed day.
But there are many good items in the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center, so maybe they can find it through purchase. Shima Xian exclaimed. I want to go too, I want to go. Han Yu smiled and said, Captain, then Vice Captain, and I will go see the Grand Master with you. All right, let's split up and take action. The 7 of them split into 2 groups. Longhaochen and the other 2 went to the Holy Alliance's governing hall, while Lin Xin and the others went straight to the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center. 1 hour later, Lin Xin,神印Er, Shima Xian, and Wan Yuan returned to the villa looking somewhat disappointed. As they entered, they saw Longhaochen, caier, and Han Yu sitting on the sofa waiting for them. Moreover, the expressions on their faces didn't look good. The atmosphere in the hall felt quite heavy. When Lin Xin and the others returned, Longhaochen raised his head and said with some melancholy, How did it go? Lin Xin sighed and said, Let them speak for themselves. Shima Xian forced a smile and said, I have some hope. The alchemy master at the mission center said that, if we change the core of the power pill of light to a crystal from the demon god emperor's clan, it can at least be upgraded to the level of a legendary weapon. However, just adding a crystal won't work. We need high-quality spiritual conductive metal and many rare materials. Not including the fee for the alchemy master, it will cost at least 100,000 merits. This number is quite daunting. Normally, buying an excellent legendary equipment costs around 10 to 20,000 merits. Longhaochen turned to Wan Yuan and asked, What about you? Wan Yuan shook her head and said, The trading center doesn't have the kind of empty silver crystal I need, but I heard there was one at the Holy Alliance's grand auction. But it must be sky high. It would take at least 1 million gold coins. But where can we get so much money? Shima Xian muttered on the side. We went with high spirits, but came back disappointed. We thought we had some confidence, but now it seems far from enough, Captain. We should take on more missions. The stronger we become, the more merits we need for equipment. Longhaochen turned his gaze to Lin Xin without saying anything. Lin Xin, come here. As he spoke, he revealed his merits badge on his left arm. Lin Xin walked up to him and attached his merits badge. A faint golden light shimmered, and the 2 completed the transfer of merits. At first, Lin Xin's expression was still filled with disappointment, but soon, his disappointment turned into disbelief. His face became stiff, and his already large eyes widened even further. He mumbled something under his breath. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wan Yuan asked with confusion. Brother Medicinal Pills, what are you doing? Does Captain have to count the merits he gave you one by one? Don't disturb me. I'm counting zeros. Lin Xin's words shocked everyone. Counting zeros? What level of number is that? 1, 1, 0, 6 zeros. What's that? After the transfer of merits was completed, Lin Xin looked up, his eyes blankly staring at his companions, and asked a rather silly question. Shima Xian instinctively said, 100,000? Pa! Where did you learn math? Did you learn it from a priest? It's 1 million, okay? Shima Xian said disdainfully, 1 million? When these 3 words came out of her mouth, Lin Xin, Shima Xian, and Wan Yuan were instantly petrified. The atmosphere in the entire hall suddenly became strange. Shima Xian exclaimed, Captain, did you rob the Demon Hunting Squad's mission center? 1 million merits? My goodness. Without a doubt, for them, this was an astronomical figure. Longhaochen smiled wryly and said, Rob, I would need the power for that. Lin Xin still couldn't believe it and asked, Captain, are you saying that this 1 million merits are really ours? A reward from the Grand Knight Commander? Longhaochen nodded silently, and a sly smile finally appeared on his face. Han Yu and caier also couldn't help but smile. Obviously, the gloomy atmosphere earlier was deliberately acted by them, or rather, they were also processing the surprise brought by the 1 million merits. No, it was pure joy. Ah! A piercing scream echoed through the villa. Lin Xin was the first to cheer, followed by Wan Yuan and Shima Er, who erupted in girlish screams. Shima Xian grinned foolishly and grabbed Lin Xin's hand, planting a firm kiss on his merits badge. 1 million! This is really 1 million merits! How is this even possible? Captain, tell us quickly, how did this happen? This is incredible. Lin Xin didn't even bother to kick Shima Xian. He stepped forward, rushed to Longhaochen's side, filled with excitement and curiosity. Han Yu smiled and explained. The heavenly demon dragons are the demon god emperor's native species. They have always attached great importance to their own demon crystals, even if they are obtained by our alliance. They will certainly face strong retaliation from them, so obtaining the demon crystals of the heavenly demon dragons is considered an emperor-level mission for our demon hunting squad. Each one is rewarded with up to 300,000 merits. We got 10 this time, which means we've just made 1 million merits. After discussions among the Alliance's top leadership, they decided to reward us 1 million merits for the 5 demon crystals we brought out. And now, we still have 5 more, which means our total assets have skyrocketed to 2.5 million merits. 2.5 million. That's 2.5 million. Lin Xin burst into laughter, and cheers rang out through the villa once more. Even caier couldn't help but excitedly grab longhaochen's arm, and at this moment, both of them still felt like they were in a dream. You see, they are still a commander-level demon hunting squad, and for such a squad, earning 1 or 2,000 merits for completing a mission is already considered a lot. 2.5 million merits. If they keep completing commander-level missions, they probably won't earn this much in 30 years. But now, this immense wealth is right in front of them. Merits are not gold coins, but they are much more valuable than gold coins. With so many merits, it means their strength can undergo a transformation once again. Longhaochen smiled and said, Shima, don't hold back either. I believe that, after enhancing your power pill of light, its power will definitely surpass that of ordinary legendary equipment. Luckily, we use the best materials. When you get back, let Lin Xin accompany you to find that alchemist, and we'll start reforging it now. Yuan, go to the Holy Alliance Grand Auction and inquire about the situation with the empty silver crystals. Find out when they will be auctioned, and no matter the cost, we'll buy them for you. If I remember correctly, in the Holy City, items in the Grand Auction can be purchased directly with merits, at a ratio of 10 to 1. This means, with around 1 to 200,000 merits, we should be able to buy you an empty silver crystal. If there are more empty silver crystals, we'll buy them all. Lin Xin chuckled and said, Captain, you're really generous. What about the remaining merits? After a brief thought, Longhaochen said, We'll keep the remaining merits for now. During the Grand Auction, if there are good items, we can buy them as well. Right now, the priority is to enhance your pills, and you can decide what materials you need to buy. No need to save. Our strength is currently far from reaching the level of a royal-level demon hunting squad. Once we advance to a martial-level demon hunting squad, we can visit the 3rd floor of the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center. Our goal is to use these merits to equip each of us with a legendary-grade equipment. This way, when we continue to undertake missions, our chances of success will be much higher. Long live the captain. Cheers erupted for the 3rd time, and now, each member of the martial-level demon hunting squad possessed legendary-grade equipment. Even for a demon hunting squad, this was an unimaginable feat, something many royal-level demon hunting squads couldn't achieve. In reality, Longhaochen knew very well that their ability to earn so many merits this time was also thanks to the Alliance's assistance. Even though he obtained the 10 demon crystals from the Netherworld Dragon, without the support of the many Alliance powerhouses at the time, would he have been able to achieve this? So, it's entirely appropriate to give back 5 of them. The Alliance has converted all 5 of these demon crystals into merits for them, although it may seem like they received 500,000 less. It's already a tremendous help for them. That's 1,000,000 merits, and even if it's not enough to equip each of them with a legendary grade item, it's still quite close. With this 1,000,000 merits, they can comfortably stay in the villa for a year without the need to go out on missions. What Longhaochen didn't know was that the reason the Alliance gave them so many merits was to minimize their missions for now. Son of Light and Saintess of Reincarnation were too sensitive, especially after their experiences in Jinnan past this time, where Longhaochen faced fatal danger twice in a row, making Han Qian worried. In case Longhaochen or caier were to fall during their growth, it would be a severe blow to the Temple Alliance. Therefore, by giving them so many merits, they don't need to rush into missions, and they can further enhance their strength with these merits. This is the Alliance's strategic investment in their development. Other demon hunting squads can only dream of this. It can be said that the other 5 members of Commander Level Number 21 Demon Hunting Squad are basking in the glory of Longhaochen and caier. Everyone went about their business, and in the next month, they spent some time in the Tower of Eternity, and some time cultivating their spiritual power. Shima Xian's power pill of light had already been sent for forging, while Yuan's empty silver crystal, according to the news from the Grand Auction, would soon be up for auction. During this month, Longhaochen and caier mainly focused on adapting to their new spirit furnace and coordinating with each other, while also cultivating their spiritual power. Besides Longhaochen, everyone else had raised their spiritual power to over 5,000 in the 4th and 5th stages of the Tower of Eternity. This meant that the entire Commander Level Number 21 Demon Hunting Squad had cultivated their spiritual power to over 5,000. Captain, the Grand Auction is auctioning the empty silver crystals tomorrow. Should Yuan and I go alone, or should all of us go together? Lin Xin came to Longhaochen and caier's room and asked. Longhaochen thought for a moment and replied, Let's go together. If we come across things everyone needs, we can just auction them off. It's been a while since we've been to an auction, and everyone has worked hard this month. Let's consider it a way to relax. Okay. The Holy Alliance Grand Auction in Holy City is undoubtedly one of the largest auction houses in the entire Alliance. If the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center is the place with the most treasures in the entire alliance, then the Holy Alliance Grand Auction is the second place with a plethora of treasures and accessible to anyone. Sometimes, things that are not available at the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center can be found here. What's more, there are no class restrictions within the Holy Alliance Grand Auction, and anyone has the right to purchase items of any grade. This is not the case at the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center, where one must achieve the corresponding Demon Hunting Squad level to buy better items. After all, within the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center, all items are priced very low. To give a simple example, longhaochen and the others received a top-tier Netherworld Dragon Demon Crystal, and completing a mission in the Demon Hunting Squad Mission Tower would earn them a reward of 300,000 merits, and if it were available in stock, buying it from the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center would cost only 350,000 merits. However, if they were to auction it at the Holy Alliance Grand Auction, the starting bid might exceed 5 million gold coins, and the final selling price might well exceed 10 million gold coins. This shows the disparity in value between the two. Therefore, generally speaking, unless there's something unavailable at the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center, but available at the auction, hunters rarely visit the auction to make purchases. Lin Xin is a regular at the auction, and he already has his admission ticket ready. When longhaochen and the others arrived at the Holy Alliance Grand Auction, it was already dark outside. However, the number of people inside the auction hall was significant. Lin Xin led the group into the auction hall, and as they walked, he said to longhaochen, "Today is the monthly grand auction. That's when the best items appear. I checked the auction list, and there are quite a few items that might interest us. Boss, I have a suggestion. Go ahead." Longhaochen said. Lin Xin suggested, "We currently have 4 top-tier Netherworld Dragon Demon Crystals, and from a profit-maximizing perspective, we shouldn't use merits to buy what we want here. It would be less advantageous. It's not the most cost-effective option. Instead, during today's grand auction, we can auction off one of the demon crystals. Our demon crystals didn't come from the trading center, and selling them at the auction doesn't violate the Demon Hunting Squad's rules. With the gold coins from selling the demon crystal, we'll have enough to support our bidding today." Longhaochen was intrigued by the idea, and he knew that, according to the Demon Hunting Squad's rules, items and drugs purchased at the Demon Hunting Squad Trading Center can only be sold to the Demon Hunting Squad Mission Center. Lin Xin's suggestion was undoubtedly a good one, as the Netherworld Dragon Demon Crystals came from the Demon Clan, and they hadn't purchased them. If they could sell them for a high price, they could buy some excellent items at the auction. Perhaps it could address the merits shortage for everyone to purchase a legendary item. Pausing for a moment, Longhaochen asked for his companion's opinions and, after considering, agreed to Lin Xin's proposal. Since it was a monthly grand event, the auction took place in the largest hall within the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. Anyone participating in today's auction had to have conducted transactions of at least 1 million merits with the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. However, even so, when Longhaochen and his group entered the auction hall, they were still startled. The hall had dim lighting, and at least 700 to 800 people were already seated inside, and this number was continuously increasing. Many people wore masks specially provided by the auction house, concealing their identities. After all, it was easy to offend others during the bidding process. Lin Xin led them to the front row, but there were no private boxes available here. Longhaochen and his group took seats in the third row. Being cautious, they also wore masks provided by the auction house. Lin Xin took one of the top-tier Netherworld Dragon Demon Crystals from Longhaochen's side to participate in the auction. Generally speaking, the auction house doesn't accept items for auction once the auction is about to begin. However, it depends on the item, and for something like a top-tier Netherworld Dragon Demon Crystal, they probably made an exception. Moreover, Lin Xin had a good relationship with the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. Caier leaned lightly on Longhaochen's shoulder, slowly closing her eyes. Longhaochen asked in a low voice, "Is there anything you want?" Caier silently shook her head and replied, "I have the reincarnation sword, and I don't really need any other equipment unless it's exceptionally suitable. You should prioritize getting gear for everyone else. As for yourself, you also need to get a new weapon, but it doesn't have to be here. We can look for one on the 3rd floor of the trading center later." Indeed, Longhaochen was in dire need of a new weapon again. He couldn't help but feel frustrated about it. Ever since becoming a demon hunter, he had gone through quite a few broken weapons. This time, even the rare Radianteer heavy sword, Light Punishment, was destroyed. His Blue Rain and Light Lotus were also shattered in the fierce battle against Ah Bao. They are still incubating within Yiting, and for the time being, they cannot be used. This has left Longhaochen in the awkward situation of having no usable weapon. Now that they have all raised their spiritual power to 5,000, their next goal is to defeat the Red Skeleton. But without a weapon, how can Longhaochen fight? Therefore, he is in urgent need of purchasing a heavy sword. Of course, one might not be enough, considering he is a Retribution Knight. Just at this moment, the lighting in the auction hall dimmed even further, until the entire hall was shrouded in darkness. The previously noisy auction hall fell silent instantly. Those who could participate in this high-level auction were no ordinary people, and they were naturally familiar with the rules here. Swoosh! Suddenly, a beam of light descended from above, landing on the display platform in front. A young woman in a long red dress, who knows when she appeared, was standing there. If we were to compare appearances, she might not be as beautiful as caier, but she had a mature and alluring charm, and looking at her smile, it was easy to feel a refreshing breeze. What's even more peculiar is that, when everyone looked at her, they felt like she was looking at each of them. Hello, esteemed guests. Welcome to this month's VIP auction. Today, we have prepared many rare treasures for all of you. We hope that you all will find something valuable. Her melodious voice was filled with charm, and Longhaochen could clearly hear it. Some of the people in the seats behind had already started breathing heavily. This woman should be a rare spirit-specialized individual. Her ability is related to the spiritual attribute. Longhaochen whispered to caier beside him. On the other side, Shima Xian chuckled. Spirit-specialized individuals are rare, and ones who look this beautiful are even rarer. The Holy Alliance Grand Auction has really put in some effort. Han Yu nudged his arm playfully and teased. What? Are you smitten? You can try pursuing her, you know. Shima Xian shook his head vigorously and said, No, this kind of woman is not my type. Now even Longhaochen was curious, and couldn't help but ask. Shima, what kind of girl do you like? Shima Xian chuckled awkwardly and said, I like girls with long hair, innocent and pure like little white flowers. As soon as he said this, the others couldn't help but burst into laughter. Shima Xian, in particular, couldn't resist and chuckled, saying, Why do I feel like you're describing brother medicinal pills? I didn't expect that, Shima. You look so well-fed, yet you have such preferences. Nonsense. I don't like men at all. He got a bit worked up, and his voice became louder, instantly attracting scornful looks from the surrounding people. Fortunately, the auction hall was quite dark, so the people around couldn't clearly see what was happening here. The young woman in the red dress on the stage, however, acted as if nothing had happened, and continued with her introduction. If you are regular attendees of our VIP auction, you probably already know me, but I'll still introduce myself, for the benefit of our new friends. My name is Ye Wei Yang, and I am the chief auctioneer of the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. Today's auction will be hosted by me. To avoid keeping you all waiting for too long, let's proceed with the first item up for auction. As she spoke, she had already stepped back to the side of the auction podium, and two young women in white dresses pushed a cart onto the stage. Just then, a staff member in white clothing approached Ye Wei Yang from the other side, and whispered a few words in her ear. A look of surprise briefly crossed Ye Wei Yang's face, but she quickly regained her composure and nodded. The first item was already on the auction podium, and Ye Wei Yang approached the cart holding the item, wearing a regretful expression. I must apologize and deliver some regrettable news to our esteemed guests. It seems that our first item will have to be postponed for bidding, and it will participate in today's auction as the second item. The subsequent items will also be pushed back accordingly. With this announcement, the auction hall once again filled with murmurs and chatter, but everyone who came here was of high status, and they maintained their composure, with no one resorting to curses. Ye Wei Yang's expression of regret turned into a smile. While I apologize, I also want to congratulate all of our esteemed guests here, because the next item up for auction is likely to become the highest-selling item today in terms of its final price. And it is indeed a rare and valuable treasure. Even I am tempted by it. If any of our esteemed guests are willing to purchase it and give it to me, who knows, I might be willing to reciprocate in kind. She was already beautiful, and had a natural charm and charisma, and with these words, at least 80% of the men in the room felt their mouths go dry, and someone even couldn't resist shouting that they would buy the first item and give it to her. Of course, this was all just talk. People who often attend the VIP auction know Ye Wei Yang's status. Despite her young age, her position in the Holy Alliance Grand Auction is quite prestigious. The fact that she even mentioned the possibility of marriage is a testament to the astronomical value of the first item. Longhaochen sat below and secretly admired her. She truly deserved to be the chief auctioneer of the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. Just a few simple words sparked everyone's interest. He also had a vague idea of what the first auction item might be. Ye Wei Yang gracefully gestured, indicating the etiquette ladies to push the auction cart forward. I believe everyone is curious about the auction item that prompted us to change the order. Actually, I'm quite curious myself, because I've only heard about this treasure, but I've never seen it. However, I believe that all of you present, whether professionals or wealthy individuals, should be very interested in it. It's equivalent to a natural treasure. No, it's even more precious than a natural treasure. Now, let's introduce today's mysterious item number 1. Swoosh! Another beam of light descended from the sky, but this time, it was a faint golden light. Those who frequently attend auctions know that this treatment is reserved for the final auction item. Under Ye Wei Yang's words and the cooperation of the auction hall, this item number 1 became not only mysterious, but it also exuded an extremely prestigious aura. A golden cart adorned with various gemstones was slowly pushed onto the stage. The cart was no longer pushed by the two etiquette ladies as before, but by a young lady in a white gown, with long black hair. She was as beautiful as an elf. Her delicate face bore a faint smile, and her presence seemed untouched by the world's impurities. Yet the cart she pushed was lavishly adorned, combining opulence and elegance, instantly becoming the center of attention for everyone. In terms of appearance, there was no doubt that Ye Wei Yang was slightly inferior to this young lady in the white gown, but her charm and allure compensated for any minor flaws. The two women on the stage were like roses and lilies competing for attention. Just their presence alone left the entire auction hall in awe. Shima Xian's mouth fell open, and he stared in a daze at the young lady in the white gown. He was completely mesmerized. And it wasn't just him, even the other members of the Commander Level Number 21 Demon Hunting Squad were transfixed. Han Yu muttered. Shima, is this the white flower you were talking about? No, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to die. Yes, she's exactly like the girl of my dreams. Quick, Han Yu, pinch me, am I dreaming? Han Yu pinched his leg without hesitation, causing Shima Xian to yelp in pain, but he became even more excited. It's real, don't stop me, this girl is mine, I'm going to pursue her with all my might, he declared, and he began to rub his hands together eagerly. At this moment, Lin Xin quietly returned to his seat in the row, and when he saw Shima Xian's excited expression, he asked in confusion. What's wrong with Shima right now?神印Er chuckled and said. He's in love. He likes the white flower on the stage. Lin Xin wore a puzzled expression and said. Shima, are you dreaming? Do you even know who she is? Shima Xian looked at Lin Xin in confusion. Why would I be dreaming? Are we not as good as anyone else, brother? Lin Xin grinned and said. It's not about being inferior, but I can tell you for sure, this girl can't be won over with just your status. Unless she genuinely falls for you, even being a 9th rank powerhouse won't help. Longhaochen coughed and said. Let's discuss this after the auction is over. Let's focus on the auction first. This is the first item. I think this should be ours, right? Lin Xin nodded discreetly and said. In the auction, the most attractive items are usually the first and the last. When bidding for the first item, everyone still has their money, so they are more confident. And the last item is usually a fantastic one. That's why I placed it as the first item. I wanted to see its auction value to determine our budget for today's purchases. Ye Wei Yang is excellent at controlling the situation, and this time I brought in Feng Ling Er to assist. It'll be hard not to fetch a high price. Feng Ling Er, that name sounds beautiful. Shima Xian said with genuine sincerity, then he put his arm around Lin Xin's shoulder. Lin Xin, we're good brothers, right? What's going on? Lin Xin looked at him cautiously, but he couldn't escape Shima Xian's strong grip. Shima Xian whispered. Introduce me to her. From now on, you're my bro. Watching these two troublemakers chattering away, Longhaochen couldn't help but smile. His gaze returned to the stage. At this moment, the auction seats were not calm, as everyone watched the two ladies on the stage, and everyone was guessing what the first item for auction was. Ye Wei Yang nodded to Feng Ling Er, and Feng Ling Er smiled gently, standing to the side. Ye Wei Yang said, I'm sure everyone is eager to know what this item is. Allow me to keep you in suspense for a moment. I'll announce the starting bid for this treasure first. And then I'll reveal its true nature. The noisy discussions in the audience grew louder once again. Undoubtedly, announcing the starting bid before revealing the item was against the usual auction rules. However, by doing so, it undoubtedly heightened the curiosity of all the bidders. Ye Wei Yang smiled and said, Next, I'll have the future heir of this auction house, and also the most beautiful lady of the Holy Alliance Great Auction House, Miss Feng Ling Er, announced the starting bid for this item. The heir of the Holy Alliance Great Auction House, hearing these words, Longhaochen and the others instantly understood what Lin Xin meant. You see, the Holy Alliance Great Auction House has a background in the entire Temple Alliance. Feng Ling Er's red lips parted, and she smiled, saying, 8 million gold coins. Whoa! As soon as this number was announced, the entire hall erupted in astonishment. Even at the VIP auction in the Holy City's Holy Alliance Great Auction House, such a starting bid was a rarity. The last time it happened, it was for an epic-level equipment. But looking at the item on the golden carriage, it was clear that it wasn't an ordinary weapon or equipment. What could it be that was worth such a high starting bid? Some of the wealthy attendees, their breathing became noticeably heavier. For them, money was often just a number, but rare treasures held a special place in their hearts. The lighting on the auction stage changed again. The two spotlights that were originally on Ye Wei Yang and Feng Ling Er merged into one, illuminating the carriage. Ye Wei Yang's voice, which seemed to have a magical quality, echoed throughout the hall. If someone were to ask me what the most precious thing in this world is, I would undoubtedly answer it's life. Yes, in this world, what else is more valuable than our own lives? Money is just a string of zeros, while our own lives are that all-important one in front. Without that one, all the zeros are meaningless. The preciousness of life, everyone understands that. If someone could make me 10 years younger, I would be willing to trade all my possessions for it. And today, This treasure that has broken records at our auction house multiple times, one of its special features is the enhancement of life. As Ye Wei Yang spoke, Feng Ling Er cooperatively lifted the red cloth on the carriage, revealing a meticulously carved white jade box. Inside, the white jade emitted a faint chill, and under the light, it exuded a dreamy beauty. Those who were knowledgeable could tell, this was no ordinary jade, but genuine frigid jade, only found deep within the ice for over 1,000 years. Just this large piece of frigid jade was worth 1,000,000 gold coins, not to mention the masterful craftsmanship it possessed. There were 9 lifelike reliefs of white jade dragons on its surface. Even their smallest scales were incredibly detailed. What was even more astonishing was that inside this frigid jade box, a faint and mysterious aura was shimmering. Due to the cover of the jade box, the aura couldn't fully manifest, but that added to the dreamlike and mysterious feeling. "I bid 8,000,000 gold coins. No need to open the box." A deep voice suddenly spoke out, and it came from a box in the front row. Ye Wei Yang's eyes revealed a hint of delight, and he respectfully said, "Respected guest number 3, we haven't announced what this item is yet." The deep voice spoke in a low tone. "I trust in the reputation of the Holy Alliance. Great auction house, according to auction rules, I can bid in advance. If no one competes with me, I will obtain the priority bidding rights." Priority bidding rights mean the privilege to win the item at the same price. It could even mean obtaining the item directly. 9,000,000. A clear and crisp female voice sounded from another VIP box. Ye Wei Yang looked regretfully at VIP box number 3 and said, "I'm sorry, but a guest in VIP box number 5 has also bid, so I must continue with the announcement." "Humph." The deep voice clearly expressed dissatisfaction with VIP box number 5, and snorted angrily, but there was no response from the other side. Longhaochen and Linson exchanged a glance. Both couldn't help but gasp in astonishment. The Holy Alliance Great Auction House is indeed impressive. The formal auction hasn't even begun, and the price has already reached a staggering 9,000,000. This was beyond their expectations. Ye Wei Yang continued, "If this treasure is combined with some neutralizing auxiliary drugs and consumed directly, it can extend an ordinary person's life by 50 years. Life is priceless, and I believe you can now understand why its starting bid was 8,000,000. Moreover, for this extraordinary treasure, merely consuming it would be a great waste. It would be tantamount to squandering a precious asset on our path of gods and demons. What is the mightiest creature? I believe everyone can guess it's the dragon. Yes, it's the dragon. When we disregard cultivation factors, nothing can rival the innate abilities of a dragon. Dragons possess formidable physical and elemental abilities. They sit at the top of the food chain. When I say this, I'm sure you can already speculate about this extraordinary treasure. Yes, our first item for auction today is the magic crystal of a genuine 10th level dragon." She didn't misspeak. In the world of magical beasts, a 10th level being is equivalent to a human 9-tier expert. However, her tone shifted, and a mysterious smile played on Ye Wei Yang's face. A beam of light descended from above, and she became the center of attention once more. The starting bid of 8,000,000 gold coins for a 10th level dragon's crystal may not seem cheap. But neither is it expensive. Would you be disappointed? Well, esteemed guests, you might be making a small mistake, because this is no ordinary dragon's crystal. 12,000,000 gold coins. The previous deep voice spoke again. This time, there was no waiting for him to ask. Several voices chimed in one after the other. 12,000,000, 50,000, 13,000,000, 14,000,000. This auction can only be described as mind-boggling. The items haven't even been seen, yet the prices have already soared to such levels. However, Ye Wei Yang seemed oblivious to these bidding voices, and continued with her explanation. Dragons are exceedingly rare on our continent, and true dragons are often just figures of legend. However, when facing our human 9-tier experts, many can only bow in submission. That's because they aren't powerful enough. Most dragons are only at the 9th rank initial stage. However, what we're auctioning today is a magic crystal that, when used to bathe one's body, significantly boosts external spiritual power.